Welcome back to Decked Out.
On today's episode, we are joined by Bobbie-Christine, and she took the time to brew a deck that she thought everybody on the show would enjoy.
As always, thank you to our sponsors, Tales of Adventure, Moxfield, and Ultimate Guard, and today's featured sponsor, Displate. But more on all of them later in the video.
All right, let's go ahead, get into the game, and see what Bobbie actually thinks we like to play.
My name is Bobbie-Christine. I am a community builder with Lobby-Pristine and Birds of Paradise, and the deck of mine that I will be playing today is Astrid Peth. This is a mono-white life gain deck that is focused on creating food, and the idea is that eating the food is always a great option for the deck. While I will be playing it with one single commander, is actually a LGBT-themed partner commander deck, and the secret partner of this deck is Rosie Cotton, so hopefully we'll get to play her as well.
I'm VeggieWagon, and the deck that Bobbie-Christine has chosen for me is Be'lakor the Dark Master. Now, of course, this is a demons deck, but most of the creatures that are in it aren't demons. They're Shadowborn Apostles. And I love brewing decks with these types of creatures because you take some very strange angles with it. Now, I'm particularly excited because the deck includes a lot of cards that I don't usually let myself play with because they're too good.
Bobbie-Christine knows how much I love dinosaurs, and that is why she brought me Huatli, Poet of Unity. This is a non-scary dinosaur commander in the command zone, so I don't get killed right away, but my deck is still full of all of those amazingly powerful dinosaurs that we all love.
Today I'm playing Bobbie's Karth the Lion deck, which is a card that I'd never heard of before, but I really like the look of. It's Golgari Planeswalkers, and usually when you're playing Planeswalker decks, they're pretty hard to defend, but this deck doesn't want them to be defended. This deck wants them to die, because when they die, you get to go 7 deep in your deck and find another one, and another one, and another one, and eventually you DJ call it all over them and you win the game.
Are you looking to elevate your space with unique artwork? Well, our featured sponsor, Displate, has you covered.
These are metal posters and the perfect collectible for decorating your space.
Displate has over 2 million officially licensed artworks. They come from iconic brands and franchises such as Star Wars, Marvel, Call of Duty, Warhammer, and even Magic the Gathering. Displate is also a platform for artists. That means that there is a ton of unique artwork for you to browse through on their catalog on displate.com. Once you've picked your art, your order will arrive in just 4 to 5 business days.
As someone who has personally put a lot of unintended holes while trying to mount things to the wall, this magnet sticker mounting system is way easier and only takes a few seconds. You don't need any tools or any holes, just a protective leaf and a magnet, and once it's mounted, you can swap out your displays whenever you want. And if you're looking for premium print finishes, then there's Displate Textra, with tactile textures, 3D contours, and selective matte and gloss effects.
Just like the Dominaria basic lands that we chose for our studio.
Click the discount link in the description, www.displate.com/@deckedoutedh, and the discount will be applied at checkout.
Or you can use our code DECKEDOUTEDH to get 25% off your first display, 32% off 2 to 3, or 37% off if you get 4 or more.
Oh wait, which plate?
Displate, Veggie.
Yeah, I think it's about time that we get back to the game.
Welcome to the table. Let's see who goes first. 14.
Off the table, 12.
8.
3.
All right, I'll take it. All right, let's draw, and I'll play a Jungle Shrine and pass.
Love it. I'll untap upkeep draw. I will proceed the Honest Magic with a beautiful Plains pass.
Pass. I'll start with a forest and then play a Deathrite Shaman. Deathrite Shaman is a planeswalker on a creature. I can tap it to exile a land card from a graveyard to add mana. I can exile an instant or sorcery card from a graveyard to ding everyone for 2, and I can exile a creature card from a graveyard to gain 2 myself. And that's it, I'll pass.
I'm gonna play this Grand Coliseum tapped and pass.
Okay, I'm gonna play a command tower for turn, and then we're gonna go straight up the beanstalk. When it enters, it lets me draw a card, and whenever I play a spell with mana value 5 or greater, I also get to draw, and then I'll pass.
Untap upkeep draw. I will put a Plains into play, and then I will tap 2 to cast my lovely commander, Astrid Peth. When she enters and when she attacks, I can make a food token, and when I sacrifice these foods, she will explore.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Okay, I'll play a forest as land for turn, tap 2 for a Golgari Signet, and then I'll come in at NerdGirl for 1.
No blocks.
And pass.
I'm gonna play an Undercity Sewers and Surveil 1. Sure, I'll leave that on the top. And then I'm going to pay 1 and take a damage for, look at that, it's a Shadowborn Apostle. Yeah! 1/1, deck can have any number of cards named Shadowborn Apostle, and then I can pay 1 black and sack 6 creatures named Shadowborn Apostle to search for a demon and put it right onto the battlefield.
All right, I will go land for turn, and I am just going to cast Otepec Huntmaster, a 1/2 that makes my dinosaur spells cost 1 colorless less, and I can tap it to give a dinosaur haste. And that's gonna do it. I'll pass the turn.
When I'm piloting Huatli, I like to get Huatli out onto the battlefield as soon as possible, but I know the dinosaur cards in that hand are very tempting, so I don't blame NerdGirl at all for skipping it. Let's put my 3rd planes into play, and let's put out the lovely Resplendent Angel. A 3/3 flyer. On each end step, if I gain 5 or more life, I get a 4/4 angel with vigilance and flying. She's got an activated ability that costs a lot that'll boost my board, or rather it will boost her power. Let's go to combat. Astrid has a fantastic attack trigger. We'll start in turn order, and we will send 2 commander damage over to Airball.
Okay, I'll take it.
I'll make a scrumptious second food. And after combat, I will go to end my turn and pass.
All right, another forest, and thank God we have the Golgari Signet because that gives us the black to cast Karth the Lion, which is the commander. Whenever it enters the battlefield or a planeswalker I control dies, I get to go 7 cards deep to find another one, and my planeswalker abilities add an additional 1 loyalty every time I activate them. So let's get that trigger and we'll go 7 deep. We'll just put those 7 cards on the bottom. And say go. My opening hand was Deathrite Shaman, Golgari Signet, Pier, and land. And I thought that was going to be fine because Karth was surely going to find me action when he touched the board. And then the worst case scenario happened. He touched the board, I completely whiffed, and now no one's going to kill him so I can try again. We're completely rudderless.
I'm gonna play a mountain, and then I'm gonna pay 3 for Black Market Connections. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of my pre-combat main phase, I can choose 1 or more. Make a treasure, lose a life, draw a card, lose 2 life, and or create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter with Changeling, lose 3 life. I'll pass the turn.
My land is going to be a forest for turn, and let's go ahead and just get a little insurance on the board because all of you guys are doing some crazy stuff. So we're gonna pay 2 with my discount for a Runic Armasaur, a 2/5 that says whenever an opponent activates an ability of a creature or a land that isn't a mana ability, I get to draw a card. I will pass the turn.
That's very funny, specifically with the Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah.
Because those aren't mana abilities.
I am not averse to putting a giant target on my back. So I'm gonna cast the Test of Endurance, and we're gonna cross our fingers.
Oh!
I have no life gain this turn, so it's not an immediate danger, but at the beginning of my upkeep, if I have 50 or more life, I will win the game. After I cast the Test of Endurance, I'll go to combat. Karth's got the big butt and the good stats. We're gonna take it in turn order. Veggie, are you ready for a 2/2 commander?
I'm so ready. I will take that damage.
When I attack, I will make another food, and then I will pass the turn to Airball.
I'll play Karn's Bastion as land for turn. It taps for colorless, or I can pay 4 into it to proliferate all of my counters. And then we'll pay 3 for Pier. Imaginative Rascal. 1 or more counters will be put on permanent my team controls. That many +1 of each of those kinds of counters are put on that permanent instead. Okay, well, let's try to keep that life total under control over there for Bobbie. We'll ship Karth your way.
Nice. I will take 3 commander damage from Karth the Lion. 1, 2, 3.
We'll ship it over to Veggie.
Veggie is playing the Be'lakor deck, and there's a little bit of a sub-theme that I should have mentioned. That is that Be'lakor is based on the character from Legend of Zelda, Ganondorf. He's the big bad villain of the game. And the thing about Ganondorf is at the end of the game, he always loses. And so that's why we have a little bit of a self-hurt theme in the deck, so that the deck is always hurting itself, increasing its chance to lose the game as a great big bad villain tends to do.
Gonna draw a card, and then it is my pre-combat main phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give me everything. 1 shapeshifter, 1 treasure, and a card draw. Play Sulphur Springs, and then I'm gonna tap 4 for Relic of Sauron. I can tap to add 2 mana of any combination of blue, black, and red, and I can pay 3 and tap it to draw 2 and discard a card. And then I'm going to pay 2 and treasure for 3 to play Tiffany, Bride of Chucky. Or I guess Varagoth, Blood Sky Sire. This is a 2/3 with Death Touch, and I can boast for 2 mana as long as I've attacked with it this turn. Target player searches their library for a card and then shuffles and puts it on top. That's my turn, pass.
I am gonna start by playing an amazing dinosaur land. And my play for turn with a discount is going to be an Earth Shaker Dreadmaw. 6/6 with trample. That says when it enters, I get to draw a card for each other dinosaur I control. So that would be 1 here, plus I get an additional 1 for the Beanstalker. So I will draw the 2. I am going to use my Hunt Master to give the Earth Shaker haste. And I am gonna keep Bobbie's life total in check as well. I was planning on hitting Veggie because I thought it'd be funny, but
I'm a little scared of the tutor over there, but
I don't want to run this into a Death Toucher.
yeah.
It does have
So
Death Touch.
I'm gonna start here with the Earth Shaker for now to Bobbie.
I like it, I respect it. I have a card on the board that says win the game on it, so understood. I will take 6 damage.
And that'll do it. I'll pass the turn.
Let's go ahead and play our land per turn and put more problems into play. I will cast a Boon Reflection to go neatly and wonderfully next to my Test of Endurance. Boon Reflection, if I would gain life, gain twice that much life. Let's see how much life we can gain later, because for now, we're just gonna go to combat. NerdGirl, you still have the most life, so we'll send 3 flying on over. The Armasaur can take out Astrid. I have no safe attacks for Astrid, so we're gonna swing just 1 attack, 3 flying over to NerdGirl.
No blocks. I'll take the 3.
Okay, everyone forget about my enchantments as I pass the turn.
1 enchantment.
All right.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go straight to combat. I'm gonna ship Karth over to Veggie.
Yeah, I think I got a plan for this shapeshifter. I'm just gonna take 3 damage.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play this Darkboar Pathway as my land for turn, and then I'll pay 4 for a Culling Ritual.
Damn.
Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less, and I add black or green for each permanent destroyed in that way.
No,
My Beanstalk.
my crunchy corn.
No.
Yeah, the food had to go with the life doubler. I'll add a boatload of mana, and I will not use it, and I will send it to Veggie. Normally I wouldn't pull the trigger on a card like Culling Ritual so early and not be able to use the mana afterwards. But since Karth whiffed on his ETB trigger, my hand is completely empty, and I have to do something so I don't fall super far behind.
Draw. Pre-combat main phase. Let it rip.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna pay 6 mana. For my commander, Be'lakor, the Dark Master. 6/5 with flying, Prince of Chaos. When Be'lakor, the Dark Master enters, I draw X cards and lose X life, where X is the number of demons I control. And Lord of Torment, whenever another demon enters under my control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So I have 3 demons. So I'm gonna draw 3 cards and lose 3 life.
Doesn't it hurt?
It feels great. I'm gonna pay 1 to play this Shadowborn Apostle. Isn't it beautiful? Because I need to get cards out of my hand now. I will pass the turn and discard this Painful Truths, which also hurts me.
All right, I will play a Plains for turn, and unfortunately I can't double spell because I lost my discount, but I will pay 5 for a Regisaur Alpha. A 4/4 that gives my other dinosaurs haste. And when he enters, I get to make a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token with trample. Here is my dinosaur, and now we need to do some work. So I think we're gonna go 2 creatures to Bobbie, the Runic Armasaur and the 3/3, just to keep your life total in check for your enchantments, and then Veggie, I'm willing to offer trades with my 6/6.
Yeah, I have everything I want in my hand already, so I'm going to block with the Death Toucher.
Okay, you'll take a bunch of trample damage. And Bobbie?
I will take 5 total dino damage.
Yep. Oof.
I take 3.
And that'll do it. That's my turn.
That culling ritual blasted all my food. I was hoping to gain 18 life this turn. I will go to combat. Let's send the Resplendent Angel over. It's been very tame over on the Karth side of the board. 38 is still pretty high. 36 is also pretty high.
And I am chomping you.
And you know what? Here's why I'll attack you, Nerd Girl. I'll send 3/3 flying over. Any responses?
Nope.
Before damage, I will pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana to activate Resplendent Angel's ability, giving her +2/+2 and lifelink until end of turn. Runic Armasaur trigger.
Woo! I get to draw a card. Heck yeah.
We need to give Bobbie the achievement unlocked.
First person to ever activate Resplendent Angel.
So on combat damage, I will gain 5 doubled. I will gain 10 life. Oh my gosh.
And I take 5.
That feels strong.
Seems pretty good.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will go to my end step. Because I have gained 5 or more life, I will put a 4/4 angel into play. Pass to Airball.
All right, let's play a forest as my land for turn, and then we'll play 5 for a Jiangyanggu Planeswalker. It costs 5, has 4 loyalty. I can +1 to give a creature +2/+2 until end of turn. I can -1 to create a legendary token creature named Mawu. It's a 3/3. And I can -5 to give a creature +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of lands I control, currently 6. So, because Peer is in play, Jiangyanggu will enter with 5 loyalty, which would be great, because I would -5 him to kill him to draw another Planeswalker, but I can't. So we will just -1 Jiangyanggu, which is actually just a 0 ability to make the Mawu token. And I'll pass the turn to Veggie.
Okay, Black Market Connections. We might have to think about you right now. I'm gonna make a treasure. Gonna play a Drowned Catacomb, and then I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4 for a Maskwood Nexus. Creatures I control are every creature type, and that includes creature spells that I control and creature cards that are not on the battlefield. Then I can pay 3 and tap it to make a 2/2 blue shapeshifter with Changeling.
The Shadowborn Apostles are demons now? How flavorful.
Huh, look at that. That's, interesting how that worked. And then I'm gonna play this demonic Shadowborn Apostle. And it's going to trigger Be'lakor to deal 1 damage to something. It's gonna deal 1 damage to Regisaur Alpha.
Oh.
I'm gonna pay 1. I'm gonna play this Shadowborn Apostle, which is a demon. It's gonna deal 1 damage to Regisaur Alpha. I'm gonna pay 1 more. I'm gonna play this Shadowborn Apostle. It's gonna deal 1 damage to Regisaur Alpha. I'm gonna sack this treasure. I'm gonna play the Shadowborn Apostle and deal a 4th damage to Regisaur Alpha.
He is the sad.
I will pass the turn.
Regisaur Alpha is one of the best cards in a dinosaur deck. It makes it so your opponents have to be really scared of you because at any point you can just put up 20 points of damage that no one really saw coming. I understand why Veggie did it, but I'm sad it had to happen. I'm gonna play a Sunbaked Canyon for my land for turn. I can pay a life to add Boros, or I can pay 1 and tap and sacrifice it to draw a card. So I think I'm gonna start by just paying 1 and sacrificing the Sunbaked Canyon to draw and see if this is any better. I am gonna go ahead and just play my commander for 3. Let's go ahead and get Watley, Poet of Unity out. She's a 2/3, and when she enters, I get to search my library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into my hand, then shuffle. I can also pay 5 and exile her, return her to the battlefield transformed. And then on the back, she turns into a sweet, sweet saga that gives me a ton of value, but we'll get there when we get there. I don't have any good attacks, I think. I have to just pass the turn.
Let's put my 4th beautiful Elena Danner foil girly pop cat and dog land into play. You know, I can't remove Edge from the game,
So we don't want Veggie to get the extra apostle. We can't do a ton about it. Maybe Airball could kill one of them or something. I can help your angel box with Be'lakor.
Okay.
But it does need to be activated, and then maybe Veggie blocks or maybe Veggie doesn't block. If he doesn't block, you don't have to activate, but if he does, you activate and I can save your angel.
I will activate it. I want to activate it because I want to gain 10 life. You ready, Veggie?
I'm ready.
I'm going to combat. I'll take you up on that deal. Let's send the Resplendent Angel on over and pass priority.
I will block that angel with Be'lakor.
Okay, I will pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and activate an ability of Resplendent Angel to give it 2/2 and lifelink.
I mean, I kind of forgot.
Oh.
Like, no. I still got you, but like, I kind of forgot about this problem.
Right.
I will get to draw a card for the activation with Armasaur. I wanted Be'lakor off the board or I wanted Veggie dead, but I wasn't really thinking about Bobbie gaining 10 life with this Boros Charm. Boros Charm has 3 modes. The important one here is that I'm going to give a target creature double strike.
Anything else?
Nope, move to damage. I will gain 5 doubled. I will gain 10 life on first strike damage.
Oh yeah, it could have been 20.
This is my second angel, a lovely Astrid Peth sketch from the lovely Evan Fong. It's a 4/4 angel with flying and vigilance. And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. Let's play a forest as our land for turn, and then I'll cast a Nature's Lore, which lets me put a forest into play from my library. We'll put this forest into play from the Nature's Lore, and then we're going to activate Jiangyangu, his -5, which is actually a -4 ability, to give Karth the Lion +X/+X and Trample, where that's the number of lands I control, currently 8. So that is an 11/13 Trample commander.
All right.
Oh, I should have actually saved the double strike for you.
Now, I don't know if you were planning on sending that my way.
You don't?
I don't. But I want to point this out. If I don't have a Shadowborn Apostle, then I only have 2 cards left in my hand and a Be'lakor that makes me lose half of my life. And I don't have a Shadowborn Apostle in my hand.
But you get a couple rips at it. You get the top of the deck and the black market connections, right?
I do.
And a draw.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
If you don't send Karth at me, I will let you vet my demon choice.
Dang.
So if it's something that hurts you in particular, then you can say, no, thank you.
Okay, sure. Well, in that case, we'll ship Karth over to Bobbie.
Oh god.
I'm also fine with this. Like I'm dead either way, I feel like. So like it doesn't really matter which one.
So here's 11 Trampling Commander coming at you, Bobbie.
Ay, Chihuahua. I've already taken 3.
What's 11 more?
14 commander damage is not lethal. All right, with all of this logic in my brain, I'm gonna pass priority and take 11 commander damage straight to the dome.
Yep, no effects here.
You got it. Ow.
And we'll say go. Between Pier and Karth, my Planeswalkers are much cheaper to activate. And that's actually a real problem right now, because I want Jiangyangu to remove 5 loyalty counters from himself and die so I can find a replacement for him. And he just can't do it. He will not die.
Are you a Shadowborn Apostle?
No.
I have a black market connection. Do I want to spend 2 life for another shot? Yeah, because if I lose 3 life to this, if I lose 3 life on this turn, then I am dead on board to flyers.
If you cast Be'lakor and take all that damage, I promise I won't send lethal damage at you on my turn.
Okay. I'm going to make a treasure and draw a card.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm here to play some cards. I'm gonna play a swamp for turn, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's Villas, Broker of Blood. It's an 8/8 flyer. I can pay a black and 2 life to give target creature -1/-1 until end of turn, and whenever I lose life, I draw that many cards. I think that's all I have for my turn. I'll pass.
Great blocker.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pay 5, and we're gonna play Taunt from the Ramparts. We're gonna goad all creatures my opponents control until my next turn. Those creatures can't block. I think that would be fun for me and not for anyone else. And the only thing I'm worried about is Bobbie's life total, and Bobbie's gaining a lot of life every turn. So you can't block me and you can't attack me.
That's so good.
We're gonna come in just for a baby 7 damage.
I'm a baby. Okay, I'll take 7. Sorry. 1, 2, 7.
Please never do that again.
And that's it. I'm gonna pass the turn.
Excellent. I must attack. Let's play this super pretty Cave of the Frost Dragon. Cave of the Frost Dragon enters tapped. I can pay 5 mana to turn it into a 3/4 dragon. Does anything affect combat? Do I want to activate Resplendent Angel a 3rd time? I will pay 3. Gaining 10 life is pretty good, okay? I want to get 10 life. Okay. I will cast a Heliod Sun Crowned, a legendary enchantment creature god with indestructible. If my devotion to white is less than 7, however, it is not a creature. When I gain life, I can put a counter on a creature or enchantment, and I can also activate an ability to give a creature lifelink. We'll get the devotion when that resolves, because I'm also going to cast Of Herbs and Stewed Rabbit. We have a saga. When this saga enters, Chapter 1 would put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature, and I will make a food token. Let's put a counter on the lovely Resplendent Angel. Let's make a crunchy food. Let's go ahead and go to combat where we must attack. Let's send 4 flying vigilant to Jiangyangu. I'll send another 4 flying straight to your face, Airball. And let's send... It's not... Oh, there's a big... Never mind. Well, there's a big Villas in the way, so...
Well, I can't block.
You can't block.
I can't block, but if you don't attack me, I'll kill NerdGirl stuff.
NerdGirl stuff?
Oh my god.
My stuff's not doing anything.
Yeah, but you're the person you're the person that is making us do stuff to each other.
Let's send 1 angel to Jiangyangu and the other 2 angels straight to the dome, Airball.
I feel like Willy Wonka in that movie just, oh no, please stop, don't do that. I don't want that to happen. Jiangyangu will die and I'll take 8.
You got it.
All right, so here's my counter offer, Airball. If you kill Veggie, then I'll take care of the angels. I'm just saying.
All right, well, let's get my trigger for Jiangyangu dying first. We'll go 7 deep looking for a planeswalker. We'll reveal Garruk Unleashed.
Ooh.
I feel good about combat. I feel good about all of my beautiful permanents.
All right, we'll play Swamp as our land for turn, and then play that Garruk Unleashed that we talked about earlier. It is a planeswalker, comes in with 4 loyalty, +1 mode, gives a creature +3/+3 and trample to end the turn. -2 makes a 3/3 green beast, and then I get a rebate on the loyalty counters if someone else controls more creatures than me. And -7, I get an emblem that says at the beginning of my end step, I can search my library for a creature card, put it into play, and then shuffle. So he will enter with 5 loyalty counters because of Peer. And I'll activate the -2 ability, which is actually a -1 ability. He'll go to 4, and I'll make my 3/3 green beast.
No, you're not gonna kill Veggie?
I don't see a reason to.
The reason was I was gonna kill the angels for you.
I don't see a reason to.
Okay, that's fair.
So here is that beast. Veggie controls more creatures than me, so we'll put a loyalty counter on Garruk, but that's actually 2 because of Peer.
That's pretty cool.
So he goes to 6, and these things need to attack and can't be blocked.
Yikes.
So let's go ahead and ship Karth and Mawu over to Bobbie, and we'll ship Peer over to Veggie.
Puppy.
Well, we can't block.
Mm-hmm.
I take 6 total?
3 of it, Commander.
1, 2, 3. Oh, that's getting close. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna draw a card. Oh look, a Black Market Connections trigger. Yeah. I'm gonna make a treasure and draw a card and make a shapeshifter.
Oh, does Villas see all that?
Oh, it sure does.
Oh my gosh.
So I get all of those things. I lose 6 life, and then I will draw 6 cards from Villas. gonna play Command Tower, and then I'm gonna tap 7 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm gonna play this Meat Hook Massacre.
Oh.
X is equal to 5. When it enters, each creature gets -5/-5. And when a creature I control dies, each opponent loses a life. When a creature an opponent controls dies, I gain a life. 3,
Is it non-token?
7,
4.
Nope. 11. And of mine, we lose 5 Shattered War Apostles and 2 Shapeshifters, so each of you loses 7 life.
Oh!
I will get a Karth trigger. I will reveal to you all Vraska Golgari Queen.
I mean, Villas is still goated, so
Nice.
Airball, I'll hit you for 3.
Oh yeah.
See, I was nice about it. I could have swung before the Meat Hook Massacre, but I will pass the turn and discard a card for hand size.
On Veggie's end step, I am going to tap 1 more for a Worldly Tutor. I'm gonna search my library for a creature card, reveal it, and put it onto the top of my library after shuffling. The card I'm going to reveal with the Worldly Tutor is gonna be Gishath. That's gonna go on top of my library, and then I will go to my turn and untap and draw a Gishath.
Looks like I'm gonna be drawing 7 cards.
Originally, I wasn't planning on getting Gishath from the Worldly Tutor, but Airball kind of messed up my plan. I was going to blow up the board and kill 2 players with the Worldly Tutor, but now I just have to get a really big dinosaur that will help me build up my board. All right, let's just go ahead and play a forest for turn, and I will play that Gishath for 8 mana, a 7/6 with Trample, Vigilance, and Haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, I can reveal that many cards from the top of my library and put any number of dinosaur creature cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest onto the bottom in a random order. You know, Veggie, you have so many cards in hand, and I'm scared of what you do most, so 7 damage to Veggie.
Cool. I would like to take slightly less than that. I'm gonna pay 1, 2, and crack 1 treasure to activate the Maskwood Nexus to make a 2/2 Shapeshifter and then immediately block with it.
Under the dinosaur bus.
All right,
Yes.
gamer.
So you're going to take 5, and I get to reveal the top 5 cards and look for some dinosaurs.
While you do that, I'm gonna draw 5 cards.
Dinosaurs!
Good luck to the both of yous.
I did indeed hit 3 dinosaurs.
Excellent.
These 2 cards will go on to the bottom. First up, we have the Belligerent Yearling. A 3/2 with Trample that says when another dinosaur enters, I can have its power and toughness become equal to the others. And then I have Kinjali's Sunwing, a 2/3 flyer that says creatures my opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. That's gonna be helpful. And then finally, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. It's a 7/7 with Vigilance and Trample, and other dinosaurs I control have +1/+1, Vigilance and Trample. And then it has Suspend and some other abilities that won't matter because he's not suspended.
I did have a creature die, so everybody lose 1 life.
Ow!
Boink. And that's gonna do it. That'll be my turn.
I will untap, upkeep, draw. After my draw step, I will have a Herbs of Stewed Rabbit chapter. Going to chapter 2, I will draw a card and make a food. Let's put a Plains into play. I will pay 4 mana to recast my lovely commander, Astrid Peth. We've got an enter trigger for a 3rd food.
And she will come and play tapped.
And she comes into play tapped because of the Sunwing. Uh-oh, shields down. We've got 1 open here. We've got 5 open mana. I will go ahead and end the turn with my open mana and pass.
All right, here is a swamp as the land for the turn. And then we'll pay 6 to redeploy Karth. When he enters, I'll go 7 deep. I think Veggie has pieced it together.
Okay.
I will reveal Professor Onyx to you. So Karth comes in tapped, Onyx to my hand, and then I will activate Garrick's -7 ability for 6 loyalty because of Karth's ability. We'll get the Garrick emblem that says at the beginning of my end step, I can tutor a creature into play from my library.
I thought it was upkeep, and step's pretty sweet.
So Garrick's gonna die. That's another Karth trigger. We'll get to go 7 deep again.
That's a dinosaur horde.
There's only the one hit Nissa Worldwaker. And then I will go to my end step and activate my Garrick emblem to tutor a creature into play. All right, and for your pleasure, I'm going to put this Vorinclex Monstrous Raider into play tapped. It's a 6/6 trample haste. It doubles my counters on things and halves yours. And yeah, your go, Veggie.
Untap and draw for the turn, and black market connections.
Oh.
A tapped shapeshifter is not terribly helpful, and I can draw all the cards that I want. So I am simply going to make a treasure. I'm gonna start just by tapping Sulphurous Springs for a black mana, so it deals a damage to me and I can draw a card.
Nice.
That's so funny.
My land for turn will be Mount Doom, which hurts me when it taps for mana, can pay 3 to deal 1 damage to each opponent, and I can pay 7, tap and sacrifice it and a legendary artifact to choose 2 creatures and destroy the rest. But I don't have that right now. I would just like to tap it for a black mana, pay a life, and draw a card. Yeah, I think I'm dead, so I'll make you kill me. Oh, I have Grand Coliseum. I can draw 1 more card.
All right.
I'm gonna tap this Grand Coliseum for a red, sure, and it'll deal damage to me, and I'll draw a card. Okay. I will, I guess, spend 1 more mana, spend all 4 of that for Whip of Erebos.
All right.
Creatures I control have lifelink, and I can pay 4 and tap it to return target creature from my graveyard to the battlefield, gains haste, and I exile at the next end step. If it goes anywhere, it's exiled. It's only a sorcery speed, and not terribly great when there's Kinjali Sunwing on the board.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I'll go to combat, and I will send NerdGirl this 8/8 flying lifelinker.
No blocks.
Okay. I could roll for a miracle something. Or I could hurt NerdGirl more. I'm gonna spend my last mana, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Archfiend of Despair. This is a 6/6 flyer. Opponents can't gain life in the beginning of each end step. Each opponent loses life equal to the life that player lost this turn. It is gonna be tapped, but then I'm just gonna go to my end step, and anybody that happened to lose 8 life this turn should lose another 8.
I can do that.
Whip of Erebos could not have come at a better time. I am bleeding out to my own cards, but now combining that with Villas to be able to lifelink for at least 8 per turn means I can draw cards and use my black market connections and not have to worry about it.
I have to respond to the Archfiend.
Oh.
It will happen,
Dang.
but before it enters the battlefield with that wretched line of text, I will pay 1, 2, 3, 4. I will eat a total of 2 foods. I will gain 12 life. It's 3 double twice. All right, woohoo!
I will pass. I'm gonna dump a bunch of cards out of my hand.
So I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna go 4 mana, and I'm gonna cast a Sawhorn Nemesis, a 2/4 that says when it enters, I choose a player. If a source I control would deal damage to that player, instead, it deals double instead, which is a really interesting mechanic with Gishath.
Oh yeah.
So that's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and just go into combat. Airball, you're gonna get Gishath, and Veggie, you're gonna get the rest of it, and that's gonna be 14.
Great.
I was gonna leave you alive, but I don't think I can rely on Bobbie to kill you. Oh, are you gonna ruin my reindeer games?
I don't think I can allow this.
Dang it, no!
I'm gonna fog.
Oh man.
It was so hard watching you tank
All
on
of that
how
drama.
exactly to attack, but there was a chance that it wasn't going to be bad enough for me to play this.
That's really
My
sad.
turn.
All right, I will play a mountain for turn, and we're gonna go ahead and pay 2 for Rip Apart, and we are going to destroy the Whip of Erebos.
All right. Whip apart.
And then I will pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's go ahead and saga.
No.
I will not do a saga because a chunky praetor of a certain green variety is in play. I would love to pay 2 mana and cast Sir Ginger, Meal Ender. This is a lovely Food Night legend. If there's a Planeswalker in play, she'll have Trample and Hexproof. That's so funny. It might happen. When another artifact I control is put into the graveyard, put a counter on Sir Ginger and Scry, and then because she is a food, I can also pay to tap her and sacrifice her to gain life equal to her power. She will enter the battlefield tapped with,
And gains no life.
my heart, my sad little heart.
And will not get a counter.
Oh my god. Vorinclex, I'm sending 2 commander damage at you and I'm making a food.
That's fair, yeah.
Surely.
I'll pass the turn.
And then at the end of your turn, I'll get an Archfiend trigger, so you'll take an extra 2.
Well, we're going to start by paying 6, and here's Professor Onyx. Because of Vorinclex, she will enter with 10 loyalty. And that will allow me to ultimate her immediately, so we're not going to even bother explaining the other modes. Go down to 2, and that says that each opponent may discard a card, and if they don't, they lose 3. And then that happens 6 more times.
Yeah, I will discard all 7 cards in my hand, so I lose no life.
I will die.
Oh, is Archfiend gonna kill me?
Yeah, well.
God dang it.
Unless Airball kills Veggie.
All right, and then I'm going to pay 4 for Vraska Golgari Queen, and just like Liliana, we're just going to skip to the good part. She'll enter with 8 counters, and her ultimate ability would normally cost 9, but with Karth it costs 8, so she's going to die immediately. I'll get a Karth trigger, but the upshot is that we get her ultimate, which is that whenever one of my creatures deals combat damage to opponent, they lose the game. And we'll get that trigger if it becomes relevant, but I'm gonna try to go to combat and ship Vorinclex to Bobbie and Karth to Veggie.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I will make myself a futile 3/4 dragon to block with and still die.
Yep, because Vorinclex will trample through it.
What feels extra nasty is that Professor Onyx made me discard my fog.
Yes.
I passed to my doom.
Yeah,
All right, good game.
great game.
Now you know what the Nerd Girl effect is.
I know.
Do nothing for, 35 minutes.
And have Nissa's in hand at the end.
It's Angelomon.
I think it's acceptable.
The digital monsters.
I mean, she's definitely wearing some spandex, but
Give me a second.
Vorinclex trampled over my land dragon for the kill, which would not have happened without Liliana's help because that Professor Onyx made me discard my very own fog. So close.
special thank you to today's featured sponsor, Displate.
Make sure to use our link in the description or our special code to get 25 to 37% off however many Displates you get.
And we get so many comments about all the artwork throughout our entire studio. Now's the chance for you to get your very own Magic artwork because they have a huge selection. I will get to draw a card for the activation with Armasaur. Ah! Stop it! Stop it! We came really close, but unfortunately, dinosaurs couldn't close it out. After 2 board clears and a fog, I just didn't have enough power on board to take my opponents out. Who knew that the Great Extinction Event was a meat hook massacre? Don't forget to support your favorite Commander show by doing something you were going to do anyway, and that's buy Magic singles. And you can do so by using our sponsor, TOA.
It really is that easy, and Tales of Adventure has a wide selection of singles from the most basic printings all the way through the most premium versions. And they've also started stocking sealed product now, so you don't need to go anywhere else for anything Magic.
And you get 5% off your entire order when you use code DECKEDOUT at checkout.
And you should know by now, the link is down in the description, right there.
I can't kill it with my angel.
Oh, you have an angel. I thought that was just decoration. Whoops. That was a crazy game. I love the synergy between Professor Onyx and Vorinclex, and it was really explosive. I just wish that Liliana was here to see it.
If you're building decks and you're not using Moxfield, then I feel bad for you. It just is the best tool for organizing, customizing, and collaborating on all of your decks.
In fact, it's the only way that our team can keep up with building sometimes over 20 decks per month. And it's the way that we can share our deck lists with you in a nice, easy format.
You can always support the show too, just by following us on Moxfield, where you can find every deck that's ever been on the show.
Damn it, that Boros charm.
Oh my
Damn it.
gosh.
I knew it. Damn it.
It's a good card.
I was gonna save it.
Oh my gosh, the Fortiface, that's so
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I was gonna save it because I figured Veggie would lower himself low enough. But I was like, well, I guess getting rid of the commander's like good.
I really thought I was going to untap there, and with Archfiend of Despair on the board, I was going to be able to eliminate all players all at once. I love a deck that puts me into tense situations just by the way that it's built, so Bobbie-Christine put the perfect deck into my hands.
Ultimate Guard is the industry leader in TCG accessories.
And Ultimate Guard products are the way that all three of us on the Decked Out team are able to organize, protect, and display our collections. And they're the best way to show off all of our cards on camera for you.
So make sure you use the link down below in the description to support the show and pick yourself up some amazing upgrades. We'd like to wrap up the episode by thanking Bobbie-Christine for bringing today's decks, as well as you, our members and patrons, for making recording this episode possible.
That's right, it is specifically thanks to patrons and members like you, boy guy, that we are able to keep this show weekly, and that is really cool.
And don't forget, if you're not already a part of the show, you can check out the Patreon link down below in the description, unlock exclusive perks, monthly signed tokens, spell table games with us, even have us play your deck here on the show. I ran out of air.
And of course, Mr. Boy Guy, you can always support the show by liking the video or subscribing to the channel. That is all that we've got for you for today. We'll see you next time on Decked Out.